Thank you for joining us for noon. I'm China Green. We begin with more fallout for a Portland City Commissioner and candidate for mayor whose driving record is under the microscope. Most recently, Carmen Rubio is accused of scraping a parked car and walking away. Claire Best had a chance to ask her about the incident and her past record.
Less than 2 months until the November election, Portland City Commissioner and mayoral candidate Carmen Rubio is facing criticism for her poor driving record. Most recently, she was caught on camera hitting a parked car. We talked with her outside council chambers a few days later.
Look, I'm human and I make mistakes too, and so I'm just moving forward, taking accountability and moving forward.
This comes after records obtained by the Oregonian show Rubio accrued 150 parking and traffic citations over 20 years before she was an elected official, and her license was suspended 6 times. The records also show her unpaid tickets were referred to a collection agency at least 100 times.
Again, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I put that away, and resolved took accountability, resolved all those things years ago. And that was during a different part of my life. It was when things were hard. And I'm moving forward. I learned for those lessons, take accountability, and moving forward.
The most recent incident happened late last week in this parking lot of a Southwest Portland medical clinic. Commissioner Rubio pulled into a parking spot and scraped a white Tesla. Here's what happened next. In dashcam video sent to the Oregonian, Commissioner Rubio is seen looking back at the car and walking away. She says she didn't notice the marks she left on the Tesla.
So I did what most people would do. As soon as I learned that I had dinged the car, I left a note and called immediately and offered to pay or go through insurance. So I did what most people typically do in that situation, and that's the best I can do.
So you did leave a note?
I called. There was a note on the car. I called immediately as soon as I got back to my car and saw the note.
When we asked her again about the damage to the Tesla, she walked away.
I think I'm ready to go now. It's just like,
Okay, that's
Okay.
all right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, they're waiting for me.
Right. Now, you may be wondering, why does all of this matter? Here's politics professor Jim Moore.
Well, she's running to be a person in a position of trust. Is this a person who will follow through on what people accept to be right? Okay, so that's a big thing. So it's a scrape on the side of a car, but what are you supposed to do when you do that? You, at the very least, leave a note on the windshield saying, "Hi, I'm sorry about this, contact me, let's move forward." That didn't happen.
And last night, the Street Trust Action Fund, which advocates for safer streets, it came out saying that it can no longer endorse Rubio. In a statement on Instagram, it wrote in part, quote, "This is done with heavy heart because we still believe that her positions are the best in the race, but her driving has become a distraction, one which flies in the face of our values." Last week, a union that represents laborers and construction workers pulled its endorsement as well. There are new developments today in a deadly shooting on a Northeast Portland Max platform. Police have arrested a suspect, 42-year-old Felix Suarez Perez. He's accused of shooting and killing a man at the Max stop at 148th and East Burnside around 7:30 last night. Police haven't identified the victim, but they're asking people with information about the shooting to come forward. In Vancouver, Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,500 reward in the search for 3 stabbing suspects. Police say they attacked a man who was walking his service dog near White East Middle School back on August 2nd. The victim was stabbed multiple times in the back and in the torso and is still recovering from his injuries. He described the suspect as 3 teenage boys, and anyone with information could contact Crime Stoppers of Oregon. In health news today, as we head into cold and flu season, the Oregon Health Authority wants families to know that vaccinations for COVID, RSV, and the flu are available. The OHA says that they have updated seasonal vaccines for COVID and the flu, which are recommended for people 6 months and older. There are also 2 different ones for RSV meant to protect infants and the elderly. Health experts say every year there's a dramatic increase in the number of hospitalizations and deaths caused by respiratory illness during the fall.
RSV is the most common cause of hospitalizations among infants in the United States, with up to 3% of infants under 6 months of age hospitalized each year. Most of these infants have no underlying medical conditions.
OHA says vaccinations are the best defense against getting sick, but improving ventilation, washing your hands, wearing a mask, and staying home when you're sick are also helpful. In an update for you this afternoon, one of Oregon's most popular hot springs is reopening tomorrow after being closed in early August because of a wildfire. The Sandstone Fire in southern Clackamas County spread to within 2 miles of Bagby Trailhead and is now 75% contained. Bagby Hot Springs were not affected, but the fire still closed it out out of precaution. Forest Road 70 to the Springs will reopen tomorrow morning. Rod Hill is now here with a look at weather.
We have a beautiful day underway. Can't wait to get off. I'm off. It's 12:05. I'm off at 12:31. Yay. All right. Everybody's getting sunshine from the coast to Washington to Idaho down into California. Zero weather concerns for the remainder of your day. And that means on this Friday that all of your evening plans will take place under dry conditions and eventually twinkling stars tonight. We've had at least some sun in all locations from the get-go. Right now it's just mostly sunny as you look at Haystack Rock and Cannon Beach. Lunchtime temperature is 62. Here's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Low. It's been sunny out there all day. Lunchtime temperature is 66 degrees. So we're warming up. We were upper 40s and low 50s earlier this morning. Portland's sitting at 66 degrees right now. A lot of sun. That will not change for the remainder of today. So we'll be 70 or so at 2 o'clock, up into the low 70s at 5 o'clock. And then high school football tonight should be mainly clear, light wind, 64 at 8 p.m. The weekend forecast looks dry. I am tracking still a return to some summer-like temperatures. It'll be summer-like because it'll happen when fall is here, which begins this Sunday morning. That's coming up in my 7-day.
Ron, thank you. Vancouver police are still searching for a missing endangered teen, but new video may help with some leads. So authorities say 16-year-old Tristan Wong took an Uber towards the Glen Jackson Bridge early Saturday morning. He was then seen on camera walking up the pedestrian path to the bridge, but was not seen crossing the bridge. Police say there's a possibility he may have fallen or jumped. They're asking anyone who may be down the river from the I-205 bridge to keep an eye out, or if you see him, call 911. If you or someone you know struggling with thoughts of suicide, know that there is help available 24/7. You can call or text 988 to speak to someone on the crisis lifeline and then to get connected with local resources. Again, that number is 988. In business headlines this noon, it's a shakeup at Nike. CEO John Donahoe has announced that he is retiring as president and CEO effective October 13th. Elliot Hill, the former president of Consumer and Marketplace at Nike who retired in 2020, will take his place. Now, this comes after a tough year for the company, from significant layoffs to plunging stock value and employee morale. And when asked about the sudden change, employees seem to respond positively.
My cell phone all afternoon, I've been getting text messages from current employees and former employees who are very happy about the news. They've described him as authentic, as a good leader, someone who knows the business.
Donahoe will stay on as an advisor at Nike through January of next year. Live Nation is one step closer to bringing a mid-sized music venue to Portland. The city council denied an appeal last night aimed at stopping the development. Last month, the city's hearings officers signed off on permits to allow construction of a 62,000 square foot building near Southeast Salmon and Water Avenue. It would be large enough to fit 3,500 people. The developer's plan is to lease it to entertainment giant Live Nation. Opponents pushed back through an appeal, arguing Live Nation would be a threat to Portland's local musicians and events. Others argued that the location presents safety concerns. But after hours of testimony Thursday, city leaders voted unanimously to deny the appeal, saying it was strictly a land use issue.
I have not heard what I think are sufficient reasons to overturn the hearings officer's determination. I haven't heard that. As I said right off the bat, our scope here is narrow.
The city council is expected to hold a final vote on the future of the site October 2nd.